if the US pressures Pakistan to deploy troops in the Gaza Strip, does this not fundamentally contradict Israel's security interests, given Pakistan's military and domestic ecosystem is widely sympathetic to Hamas? How would Asim Munir manage an overwhelmingly anti-Israel domestic audience? And if Israeli strikes kill Pakistani soldiers, does Pakistan prioritize obedience to Washington or regime legitimacy at home? Is Pakistan now caught in a strategic crossfire? And how do you see this dilemma realistically playing out for Pakistan's military and regional positioning? And real Vladimir Putin says, with the recent talk about Pakistani soldiers in Gaza, what's the update in the relationship between Israel and Pakistan? Okay. So, first of all, what is the situation right now? Pakistan, as we know, is not anymore a newly minted US vassal. It's been a US vassal since 2022, mid roughly 2022, when Imran Khan was ousted and Shehbaz Sharif was placed in that seat of prime minister. Right? So, what has Pakistan said about Gaza? Pakistan has said that it is willing, in principle, whatever it means, to join President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan. Okay, so the US has proposed that a US-backed international stabilization force will act as a peacekeeping mission in Gaza. Okay, so Pakistan has said that we are willing, in principle, to participate in this. I don't know what in principle means, but it essentially means that we will do what we are told by our boss, the United States, by President Trump. Whatever he says, we shall do. So, in the near term, I'm not sure when this entire thing will eventuate, this peacekeeping force in Gaza or the international stabilization force, but Pakistan is very likely to be one of the first nations to join this peacekeeping mission. Okay, and they have said that we will do this. Our mandate here, the Pakistanis have said, I believe, that our mandate is limited to monitoring the ceasefire, to protecting civilians, and humanitarian support. Yeah. And they have said that there should be no explicit requirement to disarm Hamas. Apparently, well, it doesn't work without disarming Hamas. That's the core objective of Israel. The complete disarmament of Hamas and the expulsion of Hamas from Gaza. So I'm not sure how it works, but that is what Pakistan has said. Now the situation is, what about Israel? Yeah, how does Asim Munir convince his overwhelmingly anti-Israel domestic audience that this is fine? And what if Israeli strikes kill Pakistani soldiers? Well, first of all, the Pakistanis have provided such service in the past also in West Asia. Ziaul Haq, the former Pakistani dictator, what did he do? He killed Palestinians, didn't he? He led a Pakistani force in Jordan. Let's Google this. Ziaul Haq, Jordan civil war. So what did he do there? He played a significant role as a brigadier in the Jordanian Civil War of 1970, Black September. He was, etc., etc. King Hussein of Jordan gave Zia command of the Jordanian Army 2nd Division. Zia led troops in battles, helped guide tanks, was involved in planning and execution of counteroffensive against the PLO and Palestinian Fidains, was instrumental in military operations, etc. And they ended up killing about 25,000 Palestinians, the Pakistanis. Okay, that's what Ziaul Haq did. So now it looks like Asim Munir may have to play possibly some kind of a role, maybe not what Zia did, but some kind of peacekeeping, etc. role in the region. Now, how can he convince his domestic audience? Well, he will say that, what, we are actually serving the people of Gaza. We're going to ensure that there is no violence against the people of Gaza. We're going to ensure that President Trump, who is this great divine character, the peace plan that he has proposed is the best plan in the world. And we're going to ensure that the peace plan is implemented. And there's no more suffering for the people of Gaza. And there's no more killing of the people of Gaza. That sort of thing he can say. And well, the Pakistani public will lap it up, most likely. Once again, the question again is, what's the relationship between Israel and Pakistan? That's the core question you're asking here, clearly. Well, that's a good question. See, the United States is Israel's number one supporter. It has always consistently offered unconditional support to Israel. We know that. Yes. The US also has a vassal state in the form of Pakistan. Pakistan is a vassal state of the US. So that means that Pakistan and Israel should kind of be on the same page, on the same side, right? It does kind of mean that they're actually, in some sense, allies. Yes, Pakistan doesn't officially recognize Israel. Pakistan says verbally all kinds of nasty stuff about Israel, but from action perspective, from the perspective of actions, not words, what does Pakistan do that hurts Israel? Essentially nothing, right? Of course, Pakistani terrorist activities have ended up targeting Israeli citizens. For example, 2008 Mumbai, the Mumbai attacks were carried out by Pakistani terrorists, and they specifically targeted Israeli civilians. So yeah, that was one instance where Pakistanis targeted Israelis, but on Indian territory. Apart from that, there's no other instance I can think of where Pakistan has gone after Israeli interests. Verbal support, etc., that carries no weight in my book. So Pakistan and Israel are going to find a way to get along. Yeah, and if Israeli strikes kill Pakistani soldiers, well, that's a hypothetical. If it happens, the Pakistanis will find some way of ensuring that it doesn't cause too much damage from a public opinion perspective at home. So Pakistan doesn't serve Israel. Pakistan serves Washington. Washington and Israel are on the same page, which means Pakistan and Israel are also essentially on the same page.